So what the hell is going on with this dingbat? Okay, James Lindsay is saying, I do believe I told you. So let's take a look. We know this is going to be awful. We know it, but we're going to do it anyway. We have to do this to honor our ancestors. We have to bear witness.
Trans people are sacred.
Well, she's not short on delusional self-importance. I'll give her that.
We are the divine. We're practicing our divinity by expressing authenticity, by enjoying our multiplicity, elevating our humanity, finding the unity hidden in.
Sure sounds like a religion to me. Sure sounds like it. I mean, they like to demonize Christians a lot, but it sure seems like this whole woke thing is kind of a religion of its own, doesn't it? They're saying that trans people are divine, that she herself is divine due to her transness. It's interesting.
Inside community, remembering our collective connectivity fuels courageous creativity, unlocking the blessed spirituality that we all seek. Yeah, that's it. Trans people are sacred.
Weird. It looks like the trans Elijah Wood there. It's like the trans Frodo. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they, the next, because they're going to reboot the Lord of the Rings, right? They'll redo the trilogy again. They'll probably make a bunch of them trannies. Like way too many of them healthy at any size.
We're practicing our divinity by expressing authenticity, by enjoying.
Just sheep. I mean, what a load of utter bullshit she's spouting. It's nothing. She's saying nothing. She's just spouting a bunch of delusional bullshit, a bunch of abstract nonsense. We are divine. What? Narcissism. Yeah. Narcissism seems to be a theme through this whole movement. In the 90s, this kid would have goth makeup and an emo haircut and would have been writing existential word salad poetry to deal with her awkward phase. Cringe but harmless. Now she's lopping off body parts. How did we let medicine get to this state? How did we let it? We're all asleep. We're all asleep. And the people who actually had power, who could have done something while we were all asleep, were cowards. So it just happened. They just weaseled their way into everything. Cobra says, blah, 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 blah. Applause. Yeah, that's how it works. It doesn't matter. It just directionally, it's a thing they know they're all supposed to approve of. In their social circle with their 800 Facebook friends, they all agree. They know what they're supposed to think. So blah, 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 blah. A crazy person rattles off a bunch of gibberish, and then they know that they're supposed to like it. They clap. It's directionally correct. They know there's no danger in that for them, so they just clap. They know what they're supposed to like. They know what they're supposed to think, and they go with it. There you go. Yeah, like in the 80s, this just would have been, she would have dressed up like Robert Smith, right? And then just like twirled at a nightclub and then grown out of it eventually. Now the doctors tell them that they'll kill themselves if they don't chop off their body parts. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense to me at all. If you even just think about it for just a slight moment, are you sure that the first thing, the go-to should be chop off parts of your body? Like, to my mind, that's kind of the last thing. In fact, I would even say that any solution has to be better than that. Okay, so a doctor in Quebec amputated a man's healthy fingers because they caused him profound distress. Profound distress. He was convinced that he had too many fingers. So what is a doctor to think when a patient comes to him and says, "Doctor, I have too many fingers"? Well, how many do you have? 11, 12, 13? No, I have 10. Should the doctor say, well, that's the normal amount. You don't have too many. You have just the right number of fingers. Or should he say, oh, well, let's start chopping off your fingers then. That's the only solution. The only thing we can possibly do now is chop off your fingers because you told me that you have too many of them. Like it feels to me like the solution to that problem with the man who's confused about how many fingers he should have and they cause him distress, it feels like the solution should never be cutting off healthy fingers. Like literally anything is better than that. Like it seems to go against the whole cause no harm thing, right? That they're supposed to care about. To me, it seems to be the sign of an insane society, a society that has completely lost all of its moral foundation. Doctor, I think I have too many fingers. Can you cut some off for me? Sure. Well, what will happen if I don't cut them off? Well, I'll have profound distress. Like, it seems that we've become totally morally confused at that point where we say, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, just cut them off then. Oh, well, I mean, you don't like them, so we'll just cut them off. Seems like there might be some other root cause of the problem other than having the normal amount of fingers. So, yeah, honestly, the 80s, this just would have been like a Cure fan. It would have dressed like Robert Smith and been ridiculous for a few years and then gotten over it. Now, I mean, the thing is that they, these kids, they go into a doctor or a psychologist and they're just, after half an hour, they're giving them prescriptions for puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones. Feels like there probably are better solutions than that. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.